Children. Number of children to have. Baby, I don't think this one was a big one for you.
It wasn't a big one. As an African man, the major reason of getting married is to have children.
So it's not for companionship.
I said as an African man. It's the modern man and Igbo that is marrying for companionship. The pure African tradition is just marry and have children. So I just felt to marry and be having children until the number I want.
Number you want in your heart.
Yeah.
So you didn't bother like, oh, this woman may want another number. Because I was the one that started that conversation.
That was why I was, I started listening to, let me know what she has to say.
Yeah.
When she was asking me, how many children do you want? I said, I would prefer 4. 4 kids.
Standard number in Nigeria, 4 kids.
So,
everybody wants to have 4 kids. I mean, not now, but I mean, when we grew up, people would be saying, I want to have 4 kids, because then 4 was the number they were using for family planning adverts that time. Yeah. So they say, do family planning, have 4 children, because then people were having 7, 8.
7, 8, 9, 6. And even when the standard was 4, was even when things were good. Because that's the irony of Nigeria. It's a paradox. It's a paradoxical situation. So that's the irony. That's why people are saying have 4. So now the reality is setting in.
Yeah.
That isn't that 4 is not sustainable for many people.
When I was growing up, when I was still in my teenage years, I already knew that I want to have at most 3 children. Let me just put it that way. I've never thought about having 4. I've always felt that 4 is a crowd. Like that 4 are many children. I mean, growing up, there are certain things that you would have wanted to have as a kid, and you didn't have it. And your mind will be like, if we were 2, because I know my sisters and brother watching this that came after my brother and I. I'm not saying that you people should not have been born, but I know that we enjoyed, my brother and I, the first 2 in the family, we really enjoyed. And there's a gap between my brother and my sister, because that was when my mom was in school studying to be a teacher. So there was a little bit of gap between us. So my brother and I were the only children for a while. So we were balling. So I've always had this at the back of my mind that I will have 2 children, right? Now bring my job into the equation, and I knew that I cannot have as many children. And then bring Obodo Ibo into the equation as well, because in Nigeria, like we've mentioned it in other videos, you have help. If you don't have a professional help that you're paying, you have relatives that live with you, people that will help you with chores, people that will help you take care of the children. But abroad, we don't have the luxury of all that. So, and there's this special life I want to give my children. Like, not spoiling them. I don't spoil my children. It's just exposing them to the world, exposing them to a lot of things, seeing them to the level, whatever level of education that they want to be seen, that they want to go to, so, or they want to get to. So.
And you felt if you have 3 or 4, you can give them that level of comfort.
I feel that, to be honest. For instance, if you had 4 children, will you be going to Nigeria every year? Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Even if my husband has the money, he won't be paid. Like, I don't know. You can say, okay, is it not to save up for it? But when you go to Nigeria this year, go next year, you'll be like everybody.
No, I know, because even if the whole money you're saving is to go to Nigeria, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
If every year after buying ticket and going to Nigeria with your family, you won't have anything left.
Even in their education, for instance, now that
doesn't make sense.
This one has this gadget, has this laptop, the other one has the other. If they were 4, will you buy for all of them?
That is it.
You may say, okay, share with each other, and then they'll be fighting and making no.
Yeah, things are really getting tough.
I mean, I would have been able to do it, but
kids are...
That's more stress.
Yeah. No, seriously. Kids are a serious consideration that married partners or intending couples are supposed to discuss now, because the way things, it's not even only in Africa, maybe they say Nigeria, even in Europe here, America, at least I'm seeing people, I have people that are living there. Basically, all over the world, things are more difficult now. Basically, why it's worse in Nigeria also is because of the poor governance and how they mismanage the economy. But basically, all over the world, training children now is a difficult process. Yesterday I just came in, I was asking you the deduction bank just took for sports.
Just for sports. My husband was like, what is this deduction? It's for sports now. They are sports that they are doing.
For one term, for sports. It's not as if they give them any jersey or any takeaway. Just maybe to go for basketball and volleyball training.
Badminton. They have excursions to go every year. They have at least 2 excursions. Now they brought the one that they want to go to Paris.
That one is...
I've talked her out of that one because we've not been to Paris as a family.
You budget 1,000 something. So it's not easy.
Kamsi went to Ireland. They paid 1,000 euros. Plus the money you give them and all that. So if I have 4 children, imagine each one comes up, you pay. Each one's both of them, they're already saying where they want to go to university. Ned says that she wants to study in the UK because she likes the UK so much. She has been to the UK 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Ned just likes the UK weather because she likes the cold. Is it this UK that now you're paying 18,000 per year for tuition? They don't even give scholarships.
It's not easy.
Because Kamsi said that he wants to study in the US. I said, okay. Take SAT. If you get scholarship through SAT, fine. Even when he gets the start and he gets the scholarship, is it not you that will pay for his flight and all those things? So I don't want money to be a limitation to what I will give my children in life. Times are gone, or days are gone when you have to, you're having so many children so that they will take care of you when you're old.
The worst is even children that you are bringing up in overseas. That one, if you're even taking of people that will take care of their parents, that's how we were brought up or nurtured in Africa. But coming here,
you're your own.
I used to even imagine when we go to meetings, we keep just discussing in Nigerian meetings, how these children that we are raising here, for instance, most of them have never even been to Africa. Assuming like me personally, that like maybe when I'm old or when I can't walk again, let me retire just and go back to Nigeria and stay.
And that will be my beachfront house.
Even stay in the village or anywhere. Most of the children are not ready to come back there. So eventually the kind of children we are raising here, they are very individualistic.
Even
like
the children that are being raised in Nigeria now, the kind of education they are getting now, times are changing.
It's very so.
This is why when people say, you give up your life because of your children, you completely, like some women, let me say women give up their life for their children. These children you're giving up your life for, anyway, that's the way I see it. When they grow, they will be on their own. They are not going to.
Yeah, most of them.
And you'll be sad about it because these children that you did all these things for.
Exactly.
They are just.
I see some of my relations, the burden of catering for their children.
It's too much.
What they are going through, especially the cost of things in Nigeria. No? When I check, because every day I like this. Market vlogs that people are going to, YouTubers are showcasing prices of things.
Is it not the other day we were watching Ogum series?
Yeah.
Ogum series went to market with 500,000 naira. Look at what she bought.
You see people with 500,000 going to market just for a monthly shopping, 400, 300. These are money that many families can never get in a year.
In a year. Never.
In a year as the totality of their income. Never. But some of these families have 5, 6 children.
Like, the thing blows my mind.
How can you live? How do you live?
I mean, I understand people that can afford it, that have this number of children. But the one that pains me is people that can't afford it, but they have 6 children. You have 6 children, and then you're looking up to who will come and help you train. And people are continuing to have such children.
Number of children now is a necessity. In fact, it's one of the most important discussions that are supposed to be had when couples are intending to get married.
And you also have to leave some space for you and your spouse.
Of course.
You cannot spend your whole life training children. No, that's not what I came to this world to do. Training children. There are lots of children where there are uncountable number of children we're taking care of. They don't have to come from our loins for us to take care of them. Even though now I'm thinking of having another child,
One can go.
One can. I want somebody that will be babying my children. They don't want me to baby them anymore. Even whenever I want to rile them up, I tell them I want to go and have another baby. Ned will be like, Ned takes it personal. Are we not enough for you? Are we not enough? You don't love us enough? I'm telling you. I'll put a clip here. If when I rile them up. But mommy, and Kamsi is the one that will keep quiet initially. But after everything has died down, you think that they've forgotten about the conversation. Kamsi will come and tell you, but mommy, are you really serious? He wants to know if I'm serious that I'm having another baby. They don't want to hear it. Mommy, are we not enough? We have each other. We're enough. You have a boy, you have a girl. What else are you looking for?
Oh, the issue is looking from all angles. That's it.
And because so far we've been talking about only money, financial aspect. You have to think about the emotional aspect of having children. Do you have enough love to share to 4 children, 5 children? I don't have.
That is it. And so the love now even comes when the finances are buoyant. No matter how you say you love your children, when things are not going well, it will affect your emotion.
Yeah.
And because
imagine looking at your children that sent home from school.
They've not eaten. You start crying. It makes maybe small mistake they will do will piss you off. You start
taking it out on
hating your husband or your wife as if they were the cause of the problem. So
or taking it out on the children.
Yeah.
You see some beatings that some parents met out to their children.
See some frustration. Every month you're begging. When it's time to pay house rent, you're looking for who to beg. When it's time to pay school fees, you're looking for who to beg for money. When it's time to eat, you're begging. If a child falls sick, you're begging. So
I swore that
it's not the best. It's better you cut your cloth.
Cut your loins according to your pocket.
Cut your suit according to your cloth.
To be honest, I would, woe betide me that I will bring forth children that I cannot take care of into this world to come and suffer. No. The worst kind of punishment should be meted out to adults who do that. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
people will be like, so what are you saying? Will people not have to? It's better you don't have them, because having all these kids that you can't take care of, that's why we have they are a menace to the society.
Is disheartening.
From morning till night, the children are there playing. That is why you see some of them abused and all that. They don't care what is happening to their children.
No.
It's not just about money.
Even if
you have to be there for your children as well.
Many of these children, when you cannot afford a child, you cannot afford to train a child adequately. Many things comes with it.
Yeah.
I even have relations, not even they are saying, when maybe your grown-up daughter, when your grown-up daughter start going out with men,
they're even the ones that will send them. Sorry,
you cannot talk now, because maybe those men are the people giving her money for the family.
Do you know that some girls are the ones training their family, even though she's not? The family know what
there are some teenagers that are carrying the family. It's not that if they're working, they're just maybe they are students, but because they are just prostituting around, getting money from men, and they be feeding the family. The mother will just keep quiet. The father will just keep quiet. They will bring it. So, is that a good example?
So people will tell you it's God that trains children.
That example
of God, not the
going to give your children is not good. So
there are lots of, if God trained children, there are lots of children for God to train. There are children that lost their parents, they're orphans and all that. They don't have anybody to take care of them. But don't tell me that you are alive, you have so many children, and God is coming to take care of them for you, when there are lots of children that don't have anybody to take care of.
Not at least those days of God takes care of children are gone. Because God will not do any one come down from heaven. God will take care of those children.
Even those days that they say God take care, was God taking
I
care,
know
like
now.
literally taking care
God,
of children?
those days it was because things were somehow good. God will do it through men. And now things, even the people that will take care, things are very difficult for them. Because when you take yourself to to judge another person, when you look at your own condition, then you know the condition of others. Even the so-called people that are doing well, relatively, they are but they are still crying and complaining how difficult life is. Talk more of people that don't have no means of help, no means of assistance from any corner.
Yeah.
I know there are circumstantial situations. Maybe there are women that lost their husband, when through death, maybe she became a widow. But that's what we are saying. If you're a widow, your problems will be compounded, maybe if you have 7 children. But if you had like 2, it will be it is even bearable than you have 5 or 6 or 7 kids. How do you take care of those?
That's why in the
if
last
the
conversation we talked about having a job and all that. Some people say my husband will not let me have a job and all that. That's why you should not accept that. That's why you should have the number of children you should can take care of as a single man, as a widower. Because I know a lot of times we have more widows than widowers, yes. You should have the number of children you can take care of as a widower and as a widow. Or even if both of you are still alive, you happen to lose your job, both of you lose your jobs.
That's what I wanted
because
to say.
everywhere in the world, during COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs from nowhere, all over the world, not just in Nigeria. Let alone at this moment in Nigeria, where a lot of companies are closing down, people are losing their jobs. You don't know what will happen.
Exactly.
So think about these things.
Some lost their jobs.
If you have less children, there's no all these having more children. They are carrying your family name forward. There's nothing like carrying family name forward. When you die, nobody will remember you again after 2 days.
How do you know if their name is being carried forward?
So people say all these properties, all these rich men, they're having children so that their children will take care of their properties when they die. Are you sure that your children are interested in taking care of that property?
That is it.
There's a photo that I saw on social media recently. It's a block of flats. The roof is falling off. Like the house has never been repainted ever since it was painted. And this house looked like something that was latest. The house was built maybe in the 90s. I'm telling you, that house looks like something that was built in the 80s. Or maybe it's because there's no maintenance. Maybe it's something that's built in the other day. But the house is completely falling apart. In fact, some people were like, how can tenants even live in this kind of place? Because this house looks like something that will fall down. Maybe the house is strong, but the house looks so dilapidated. Are you trying to tell me that the person that built that house does not have children?
No, some of
your children that may not be interested in all those properties.
Most, not even some. Just like I'm saying that some of these people that were born here, they are not. They may not go back to Nigeria. That is obvious. There are some
Nigerian example.
There are some of our
because some people would think, okay, we are talking about abroad. What of even in that Nigeria?
Even in Nigeria, there are some that who, even if they are living in Nigeria, they will not go back to the village or to their. They are just looking after themselves.
Or they will not. They are not interested in that money you're collecting from the rental property you have in the city.
Maybe some of them have
it's
their
possible.
Own. There was a video I was watching about some of these old Igbo millionaires. In the days of Kennedy Chukwu.
I want to. That's why. In fact, that's where my mind goes.
Chukwu, those transporters and some of those
where are those companies now?
So it was just going how their wealth just filtered.
Died with them. Because their children are not interested in that.
Most of their children, even the family houses, are dilapidated.
Yeah.
Even to maintain it to the standard of, some of them are just in Nigeria, some are abroad. Everybody is pursuing his or her life and career. Yeah. So nobody really cares.
Imagine doing what your own parent did. Are you interested in doing what your own parent did? If you're not interested in that, why would you expect your own children to be interested in what you're doing?
Things are evolving. The bottom line is just manage your family. Things are really, really difficult. You can't just be bringing children to the world saying that it's God that gives children. It's supposed to take serious planning.
We also discussed sex because I asked him, Okoro man, Okoro man, are you sure you're not interested in having a male child, having 10 male children, to carry your family name, blah, 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 blah? Because these 3 children, because we later agreed on 3, We may have got that from our intro. We later agreed on 3. What if these 3 children are female children? What are you going to do? Can you answer that?
No, for me, sex, in fact, to say
The truth.
about, I would just prefer, honestly, my honest heart of hearts, I would prefer to have children of mixed sex, maybe male and female. That's my preference.
Good.
But if God decides to give me only female children, I will not kill myself or kill my wife or do anything otherwise. What I was even thinking, because of this, this is an age of, what do you call it? Fertilized IVF and all those things.
Sex selection.
Sex selection.
Yeah.
And the expense. That if it's too expensive for me, and I really feel like having a male child, I'll go and adopt a male child. That's my own personal opinion. That's what I think.
Okay.
I will not, because I'm looking for a male child, I'll have 6 or 7 children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that is punishing yourself. Because eventually, even if you have that male child, like people I know of a man that had 7 girls. He was looking for a male.
Imagine.
8, it was still a girl. Fortunately for him, the 9th was a girl. So imagine having a boy.
Okay.
Imagine having 9 children.
9 children.
And unfortunately, he died not much long after. This is a businessman I know personally. So the wife suffered. In fact, she saw hell. So,
but you, the wife that is Yebenike and
even
9 children.
Okay, even before you reap the benefit of having that male child, maybe when he would have grown, you are God. Because this man I was saying, this was maybe somebody in his 50s or 40s or 50s. You're
By
still
40s,
looking,
they already had 9 children.
You're still looking for a male child. So I think it's not
anyway,
acceptable.
I was telling my husband
By
that
today's
time,
standard.
is either you bring Y chromosome or you bring ego IVF for sex selection. And you know that it's not everywhere that they do sex selection. For instance, in this Spain, they don't do sex selection because, Spain is a Catholic country. They believe that sex selection is interfering too much, so they don't. It's unethical for them. So
with nature.
yeah, I think it's in the US that they do sex selection.
The issue is the money. If you have it, you can go other places and
That's
do
what
it.
I mean.
But
That's why I said you either bring Y chromosome on the first boy, or you bring.
How would you know if you're bringing Y chromosome?
That's you can do abracadabra. I don't know how you people.
That's why I said some of those things.
That's what I mean, because if you have a choice, you bring the choice, or you resign to whatever.
Yeah.
The adoption, you're even saying, do you think adoption is easy?
I'm not saying it's easy. I just said what
None
I
is
prefer.
easy.
No, at least you would prefer.
If they drag you around in adoption, you know that it's not.
No, I know it's not easy. I say if I had wanted it badly and I don't have money for IVF, I know adoption would be much better.
Cheaper.
Cheaper for me. No matter the process, how they will drag you. I know now the process has been corrupted in Nigeria.
Even in this Spain, they don't allow you since 2015. They don't allow you bring adopted children to Spain.
Baby factories and all those
from Nigeria because of this corruption that he's talking about.
The process has been seriously corrupted. Bottom line is just pray, like I said.
Pray.
In anything, because issues of sex of a child, I still believe
for it.
Yeah, I still believe it's God that gives. You don't know.
If you believe it's God that gives, allow God to give you whatever He wants.
That's
to give
what
you.
I'm saying.
So why are you praying?
No, pray that maybe.
You see where pray una pray.
No, if you think it's God that gives, if God knows you need this thing more,
you don't need a male child.
Why?
You don't need a male child.
You don't
it's not a need in that sense.
No, there are people
you need a healthy child. You don't need a male child.
There are people that is a need for. That's it.
You need a health.
You need children, but
you
there are
need
people
a healthy child. Even children, you don't need. It's not a need.
What is it? I want.
Everybody must not have children. It's not need is something that is essential to your development or existence.
That is I've just told you the basic truth about African marriage. You can, this one you're saying now is Igbo mentality, not Africa. There's no African man you say now you marry.
Real sense.
You need, because what
it's not everything that African man thinks he needs that is a need.
The major issue why he got married in the first place because he needs children. Believe you me.
You don't need to get married to have children if you want. If you're talking about that one.
No,
coming
from Africa too.
You can sow wild oats.
Yeah, but at least you're respectable or more.
Anyway,
if they say
I'm just pulling your legs, baby. Let's end this video. You see, this video, every time you say we'll do this for 20 minutes, maximum. Look at the time now.
You know how.
And everything we said in this video, I can't even remember something that I can cut off from this video now.
No, you have to cut.
That's what you keep saying. When I'm editing it down, I say, hey, this is important too. This adds to the story.
Well, let's end it. Well, that's the bottom line. The bottom line I said is issues of children. How many children will you have that's supposed to be discussed? It's a very important topic in marriages. Please.
What do you guys have to say? Tell us below. What did you talk about when it comes to number of children to have and all that? Why did you choose the number of children you want to have? If you and your spouse discussed it. So baby, what are we going to talk about next?
I think it's about weddings.
Wedding.
Yeah. You know the issue that comes with wedding, how family members will some wanted this type, some want this, some want this. So that's
that one will be drama. Bring on the drama. All right. See you in the next one.
Bye.